continuing our conversation after just a horrific case last week of a woman in Oklahoma City being mauled to death by 2 dogs. Wanted to talk to Oklahoma City Police Chief Bill City about this. What can you do legally? What are your responsibilities as a pet owner? Got this question from Carrie, one of our viewers. She says, my next door neighbors have 3 big dogs. One of them dug a hole under my fence, dragged one of my dogs under it, and killed him. I called police and was told that since my dog was found in their backyard, there was nothing I could do. They are allowed to have pets. Did I mention they have a small child? I fear for that child's life. Is it too late? It's too late for my dog right now, but what can be done?
Well, I mean, making the call to the law enforcement is the first thing. And animal welfare works most of those cases. Obviously, it's just like any other case. You have to prove that who dug the hole, those types of things, and if they did drag the dog over. I think in those cases, I said if she felt like that the investigation wasn't done properly, then really she should probably take it further to a supervisor or to our investigation unit and let us look at it further, because sometimes the investigations aren't done adequately. Animal welfare does a pretty good job, but they've got a lot of cases, and sometimes we have to step in and help on those cases.
And we have a lot of stray dogs, and they're a little understaffed right now. Right. Legally, what are the punishments for someone if your dog kills my dog? What is a legal punishment for that?
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of issues there, and I'm not sure what the exact charge would be, but if a dog is vicious or killing other animals, has the potential of harming other people, the courts, they will petition the courts, and the dogs will be put down, actually.
Also, she mentioned that those dogs next door bark all the time. Mm-hmm. I have a dog, he's a yapper, and when I notice that he's outside barking too much, probably annoying the neighbors, I get him inside immediately. Can you punish someone or say you need to get your dogs to be quiet? Is there a barking violation, a noise violation?
There's a disorderly conduct. I mean, people have a right to have some quiet, especially in the evenings towards bedtime. And if it's too loud, then you can sign a complaint against your neighbor for that.
And is that something you do with the police department?
You can do it with the police department, yes.
And she also mentioned that there was a small child at this house, and she said this dog was strong enough to kill my dog and drag him under a fence. Do you call DHS if you're concerned about a small child living at a house with dogs like this?
No, we would if the dog is the problem, the child's not the problem, it's the dog that's the problem. But the owner is responsible for that dog, and if they can't secure that dog, then the owner of the dog would be cited. And then like I said, if it actually shows potential or did kill something, then there could always be a situation where the dog, we could petition a judge, we could say that the dog has to be put down.
Okay. Our next question came from Larry, and this was about the particular case when this woman was killed. Why were these dogs running loose? We should have a statewide restraint mandate on dogs. When are the owners going to be held financially responsible? They should be paying for this woman's funeral and plot and burial, and they should be required to attend services. Is there a financial responsibility?
Well, you always are civilly liable. If you own a dog and you don't contain that dog, if it is loose and it gets loose, you still have a responsibility to secure that animal. This owner of these 2 dogs has a responsibility. I mean, from the information I have now, the dogs had been chewing through the fence, and he'd attempted to block those holes and do some things. But he has a responsibility. If those dogs get out, it's that owner's responsibility. They can be held liable criminally. In this case, which this is a criminal investigation right now, detectives are still working on it. We'll present it to the district attorney, and he can be held civilly liable. So yes, it could cost the owner through the courts.
Just a horrendous case, and I know it was difficult for your guys to even process the scene just because it was so awful. Do you think this is going to spur any new legislation or any new neighborhood mandates or anything like that when it comes to people's pets and your responsibility as a pet owner?
I think it's something that has to be looked at. I think it's something being looked at least from the city side of it. And again, there's things that restrict us based on what state law is, and I would hope that maybe some of those things could also be addressed in state law that would give the city a little bit more freedom to enact ordinances and stuff to put restrictions on certain animals.
Oklahoma City Police Chief Bill City, thank you for your time, and I know you'll keep us apprised as this investigation continues, and I know you're hoping to interview the owner of these animals who says he was out of town during the time of this horrible, deadly attack. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We certainly appreciate your time.